So then, first car to be going to the final draw, which wasn't here in the previous 2 weeks, will be Formula 4. And the next car going through will be the GT4.
Didn't take it for some reason.
There we go. Let's see what track we'll be going to. Because of course, the tracks that we've been to already are off the wheel.
Yes, we need to remove them quickly. So we had Mugello, if I'm not wrong.
Rutskogen.
Yep. What else? That's it.
Yeah, I think so. The rest is already removed.
No, Long Beach probably. Yeah. And Oran Park. If it's in here, I don't know. Should be. There you go.
Horn Park.
Okay. So those are the tracks available for server 1. Just shuffle a bit up and let's go.
Alright, so first track going through is, well, it's a classic. Zandvoort GP.
Your home track.
Be drawn this time.
You get some home vibes, right?
Yes. It's about 5 minutes driving for me. And then I'm there.
And I love Zandvoort as well. Really cool track. Where is it? I think I removed it already.
Alright, so next track going through to the final draw will be an American again, and it will be Kota. Circuit of the Americas. So, Zandvoort GP and the Circuit of the Americas. Those are the two that are in the final draw. We've had Zandvoort, I think, if it doesn't go through this time, 5 times without it actually being drawn in the final draw.
It must be Zandvoort tonight, right?
Oh, I mean, we've also gone to America quite a lot of times, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was Kota.
Right. Just find out, I would say.
Indeed, let's find out. Here we go. Zandvoort or Kota? Is it America or the Netherlands? It will be the Netherlands, finally. Zandvoort GP, first track of tonight.
Right. Any case, it's gonna be standing start. GT4 will be BOP applied to the cars. You can find it in the Discord, and you have the free choice to choose the manufacturer in that case. And obviously, if the F4 gets drawn, then it's only one choice for everyone. So let's find out what car is gonna be tonight in server 1.
I think in both cases the car would fit perfectly to the track. Maybe Formula 4 a bit better than GT4. But it is going to be GT4. So first track and car combination GT4 at Zandvoort GP.
Awesome. Let's enjoy, guys. See you later. Have fun. Good luck. And see you back here for the second row after the first race.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you may be in the world, and welcome back to the W12 Sprint Series for this week. For this Monday, it's me back on the comms. Thank you once again to the guys over at JP Broadcasting for doing the Friday. And I wasn't available. I was driving at the Formula Expo in Maastricht during the JPB TCR series. Went quite well. Got a first place and a third place respectively. So yeah, all went well. But we're back this evening, and well, we're back with some great racing. Finally, after 5 times in the draw, Zandvoort has been picked. It's been well, quite the ride for Zandvoort, being in the draw 4 times and losing out 4 times in the final draw. But the 5th time lucky this time with the GT4s. This 4.21 kilometer long track is one that we all love. We all sometimes do hate it for the tight and twisty nature of the track and the fact that it isn't the easiest track to overtake on, but the racing is always amazing. And you know that when we come here with the W12 Sprint Series, the racing is going to be absolutely excellent. So then let's talk a bit more about this 4.21 kilometer long circuit. As always, you know that Zandvoort is hosting, of course, in real life, the Formula 1 Championship. It has in total 14 corners, and all corners since the update has come in from last season are now as it is in real life. So that means that Hugenholzbocht is banked. So is corner 13, and the Arie Luijendijk bocht is also banked. The Tarzan bocht has a bigger degree of camber as well. So all is now, relative to real life, as close as it can be. It's a laser scan track from the guys over at iRacing, so we're gonna enjoy it. Looking at everything then, we're just going into qualifying now. But before we do that, and before we do anything in terms of qualifying, let's have a look at the standings in the championship at the moment. Well, because I can tell you one thing, it is the good old way as it was before with, well, hold on, here we go. Do not make that mistake again. There we go. Mirko Bortolotti is leading the championship ahead of Hugo Rob. He's now the closest challenger to Mirko Bortolotti, both racing for Gazex Racing. Mirko Bortolotti and Hugo Rob look at the data from official races and races that they do together. So those two have really been able to elevate themselves above the rest. Robert Hega is in 3rd, Maximilian Paul in 4th, 5th to Hendrik Augustin. The gap between Hugo Rob and Robert Hega is already quite big. But behind that, the fight is definitely still on. Niels Langeveld another 11 points back from Hendrik Augustin. Hendrik Störa in 7th is ahead of Ivan Ferrari in P8. That's another big gap down. 11 points to Ivan Ferrari from Hendrik Störa. Florian Becker is in 9th. Marius Stuk in 10th. Marinko Jordanovski in 11th. Then another big gap to Thomas Piba. Another 12 points to Thomas Piba in 12th. Winston Eckel in P13, Ben Green in 14th, Martin Stadtmann 15th, Christian Ablas in 16th, and Christoph Steiner in 17th, together with Chanter and Gustavo Xavier, all 4 of them on the same amount of points. Jens Fiedler finds himself in P20, P21 for Yannick Wonenberg, P22 for Daniel Sommer, P23 Hugo Zasse, P24 for Florian Stadtmann, Markus Riemer in P25, P26 for Manix Heister, P27 Philippe Hugret, P28 for Walter Lux, P29 for Ben Buhnagel, P30 for Chris Meyer, P31 for Michael Dörlinger, P32 for Jan Lins, and P33 for Stefano Pellegrino. Those are the 33 drivers that have scored points in the overall championship. Let's have a look now at the Silver Championship, because this is how that is looking. At the moment, the leader of the Silver Championship is Gustavo Xavier. He is ahead of Christoph Steiner, 4 points ahead of him. Then Christian Ablasser in P3. P4 for Florian Stadtmann. Philipp Hugret in P5. Michael Dörlinger in 6th. Jan Lins in 7th. Stefano Pellegrino in 8th. Chris Meyer in 9th. Thorsten Groß in P10, Ben Brunagel in 11, Markus Deutsch in P12, Thomas Segelwolf in P13, and all those drivers behind that not having scored any points. So that's how we are looking in terms of the championship. Also, Winston Eckel has changed to Sim Race Sweden Esports. He's in their academy team. But we're going to take a look, as always, at Mirko Bortolotti, the leader of the championship in the Mercedes. Pretty much the car to be in here. That is a lovely design. Looks like someone has just splashed some paint over that car. Mirko hasn't changed from team. Mirko has just changed liveries on that car. And we're still racing for the GazX Racing Team, his own racing team. At the moment, Mirko Bortolotti, no purple in any sectors. Waiting for him to come round and start his lap. Here we go then, Mirko Bortolotti. He will cross the line. That's an early lap time here. No, it is his lap. Where's it going to put him though? That's the question. Mirko Bortolotti puts him in second. Jeroen van den Berg is at the moment in the provisional pole position. The privateer, who's newly joined, of course, in the W12 Sprint Series. Giving the others a good run for their money. This is starting on warm tires, Mirko. Just going to try this a couple more times. Another standing start. So then, that looks to be it for qualifying. Most drivers have set their lap time. Robert Hega finds himself in P2. It is Robert Hega in the BMW. If we look on the left-hand side, you can see that Niels Langeveld has taken the pole position ahead of Robert Hega. That is in the Aston Martin, then the BMW, then the Porsche, then the Mercedes, and then BMW, Aston Martin, Porsche, Mercedes, Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, BMW, McLaren. That doesn't seem to be the car to be in, but looks like a great mix of manufacturers at the top. That's what we like to see. I just checked myself if I wasn't muted on OBS. That is not the case. I'm a bit, well, PTSD from it. But, well, we'll have a look at the grid then for this first race. Here is the grid. Niels Langeveld is in first, ahead of Jeroen van den Berg. And Wonenberg in P3, Gustavo Xavier in P4, P5 for Hugo Rob. Marius Stoek in 6th, Chris Maya in 7th, Chanter in 8th, Hendrik Steur in 9th, Michael Derlinger in 10th, 11th for Thomas Egerwolf, 12th for Dave Everma, and 13th for Philippe Ongrin. That's how they're going to line up here for the start. Let's take a look then on the grid with Jeroen van den Berg, who was on that provisional pole, dropped down to P3. Robert Hega ahead of him, together with Niels Langeveld. Waiting for Janning Wonenberg at the moment. There he is. So then, there are the 5 red lights. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5.
Green flag.
And the lights are out here at Zandvoort in the Netherlands. It's not a great start at all from Niels Langeveld. The pole sitter drops down immediately to P5. Covers the inside to Chris Meyer. He comes through as well. The outside for Niels Langeveld. Knows this track inside out, the Dutchman. And oh god, that's the McLaren of Chris Meyer going round in the turn 1. And that causes all sorts of chaos. But Niels Langeveld not with the greatest of starts at the front of the field, and that gives you Ron van den Berg starting in P2 the absolute chance to make his way through to the front of the field, chased by Gustavo Xavier, the man who's driven this Porsche GT4 in real life as well. He's been quite successful in that Porsche GT4. Up behind that in P3. He's made his way through as well. It's cold tyres on these first lap. The tyres barely do come up to temperature in these short 6-minute races. But we've almost already had our first lap of the race. Halfway through now. This is coming out of the CN.com bocht. Going into the Hongstern chicane. Exiting it. Gustavo Xavier still on the back of Van den Berg. Hugo Rob in third. Wannenberg in fourth after not the greatest of starts from him either. There's Langeveld in P5, then Steurer P6 and Chanter in P7. That's how we're looking at the moment. Here's Hendrik Steurer. Thomas Egelwolf defending on Michael Derlinger. Michael Derlinger to the inside of Egelwolf. Egelwolf drops down a bit. The inside is working through Tarzan bocht, but you can carry it around the outside, and that is what he's done. You can carry so much speed through the outside. It's really a great corner for side-by-side racing. The banking of turn 3. It's still Thomas Egelwolf ahead of Michael Derlinger, and it will stay that way because Michael Derlinger gets pushed off the track by Philippe Bougrin. Well then, let's see what exactly happened here. Here is that crash. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, well that's not the line, my friend. Sadly, Michael Derlinger has to pay the price for that one. Nothing to do with it himself. Jeroen van den Berg still at the front of the field. Gustavo Xavier now dropping back a bit into the clutches of Hugo Rob. Hugo Rob still racing for the Gazex Racing team, not racing their livery, as it seems like at the moment. Yannick Horneberg. A very colourful livery as well. It looks like he's driven through a lot of paint. Into a mountain of paint buckets. Behind him it's Niels Langeveld trying to make up for that horrendous start that he has had down the inside of turn 1, and he makes that stick, knows where he can brake, latest, and that is paying off here for the Dutchman. Winning on home soil will be a great experience for him down the inside of turn 3, and that is how you do with the slingshot coming out of the corner. That's what you can get there. Here's for Hugo Rob though. Remember, at the moment, it would be a Gazex 2, 3, and 4. Jeroen van den Berg, a privateer. But of course, a privateer in sim racing doesn't really mean much more than the fact that you don't really have your own team. In terms of setup, quality of the car, doesn't say anything because everyone races with the same machinery and with the same setup here at the W12 Sprint Series. Gustavo Xavier still under attack and will go up. Still go up behind him, bit of a mistake there from the Swede. Would still have a respectable starting position coming into the feature race. He would still go through. This is still the closest battle in the field. But as you can see, and that's what I said earlier on with this track, is that it's really difficult to pass out. And that is what most drivers are finding out right now. In terms of racing, it wouldn't be considered one of my greatest tracks, but it is a great track to hot lap at for sure. This is the last lap of the race. White flag is out. Vandenberg got that white flag. Xavier in second. There's about half a lap still to hang on to that second place. Silvery driver. That'll be an amazing result for him. Means he's going to pick up some great points in that championship. He's going to pick up some great points in the overall as well. Going into the second to last corner, still ahead for Jeroen Vandenberg. Gustavo Xavier still with the good up, hot on his heels, almost in his gearbox, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That short run down to the line here, although it is flat because of the banking through that corner. Jeroen Vandenberg takes pole position for the feature race. Gustavo Xavier takes second, Rob takes third, Niels Langeveld in fourth, and Yannick Wonenberg in fifth, Henrik Steura in sixth, and Chanter in seventh, Thomas Wolf in eighth, Philippe Grijn ninth, Devio on 10th, Michael Deuling in 11th, Chris Maya in 12th, Marius Zug into the pit lane. He finishes P13. Oh, that was that then. Let's have a look at the grid for the next race. Robert Hega starting for pole, Mirko Bortolotti, Hugo Zas in P3, Marinko Jordanovski in 4th, Jens Fiedler 5th, Ivan Ferrari in 6th, Winston Eckel 7th, Ben Green 8th, Dennis Uli in 9th, Stefano Pellegrino in 10th, Maximilian Paul in 11th, Christian Ablasa in P12 and P13 for Jan Lins. Robert Hega at the front of the field. Right then, there are the 5 red lights. They're going to be coming on again. Mirko Bortolotti on the right hand side of the screen. Looking for a good start. So will Robert Hega be. The practice starts that Mirko Bortolotti did coming in handy. He takes the inside for turn 1. And he's going to have the run on Robert Hega to try and make his way through. And he does so. And that's the importance of practicing. You're starting the background. There's all kinds of chaos. And that's Jens Fiedler in the BMW who's gone round, been tapped multiple times. But has been tapped into the right way again. That car, however, has definitely seen better days. Mirko Bortolotti leading the way ahead of Robert Hega. Hugo Zasse in P3. Remember, this is for P2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 behind that. It's for them to lock down their positions. If you do not finish in the top 5 in this race, you will miss out on locking down your position for the feature race. But it is the colourful livery of Mirko Bortolotti leading the way. Coming out of the last corner. He's going to complete the lap, the first lap as P1. That's courtesy to that great start that he had. That is all that was down to. Then Sully. He's in a fight with Maximilian Paul. Tried to make his way up the inside. Couldn't quite make it stick. Behind that though, look at Stefano Pellegrino. He's trying to make his way on the outside of Jens Fiedler. Doesn't make that stick either. Can't make the move. Stays P11. Marco Bortolotti still ahead of Robert Hega. Finally, there is the NASCAR ticker. Took a while, but now finally it's there. Marco Bortolotti, 3/10 ahead of Robert Hega. Then Hugo Zasse P3 wins the record, P4 Jordanovski, P5 Ben Green in 6th, Ferrari in 7th, Paul in 8th, Uli Richter in P9, Fiedler 10th, Pellegrino 11th, Linz in P12 and Ablasa in P13. That is what we're looking at. Battle further back in the field, Jens Fiedler and Dennis Uli Richter. Jens Fiedler dropping back. Looked like been overtaken, like it was a sitting duck by Maximilian Paul and Dennis Uli Richter. Can't really explain why that happened, but he was a sitting duck. Stefano Pellegrino now behind him. Stefano Pellegrino. Also racing in that beautiful Mercedes Kazakh livery. Marco Bortolotti, the only thing he needs to do is keep the position he has at the moment, and he will start from the front row of the field once again. With, let's be honest, his rival not close to him at the moment on the starting grid in terms of Hugo Rob. That could be massive. Gained 3 positions in turn there, so that's not bad from Winston Eckel. It's not bad from him at all, I would say. Up 3, that means that he's now into the positions where he would secure a top 5 spot to go into the feature immediately. Ben Green at the moment, just behind this duo. He's just about missing out on that. Jordanovski just about in it. He would like to get past Winston Eckel just to have that reassurance that if he does get overtaken by Ben Green, that he's still in a spot for that. But Marinko Jordanovski with a couple more corners to go will hang on to that, I think. Marco Bortolotti with a couple more corners to go will hang on to the lead. He will start from P2 in the feature race. Robert Hega will start from P4. Hugo Zasse from P6. Winston Eckel hangs on together with Marinko Jordanovski. Ben Green was just a too little too late for him. And he's going to have to go again in the consolation race. Ivan Ferrari, P7, Maximilian Paul, P8, Dennis Uli, P9, P10 for Jens Fiedler, Stefano Pellegrino in P10. That's as much as I could get through. Let's head on to the grid then for this consolation race. Here we go, Henrik Stöger starting from the pole position ahead of Ben Green in P2, Sean Terre in P3. P4 for Ivan Ferrari, Thomas Egelwolf in 5th, 6th for Maximilian Paul, Philippe Grein 7th, Dennis Uli in 8th, David Oman 9th, Jens Fiedler P10, Mikael Döllinger 11th, Stefano Pellegrino in P12. P13 for Chris Meyer, P14 for Jan Lins, 15 Marius Zug, and P16 for Christian Ablasa. That's all for the grid. Let's wait till everyone has joined. That's now. The gridding process is complete. The 5 red lights are on the gantry. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5.
Green flag, green flag.
They were on for a little bit longer this time, but it's a good start from Henrik Stöger. He gets away well. BMW alongside him of Ivan Ferrari did not. Of Ben Green, excuse me, did not. Ivan Ferrari got away well. He's going to make his way around the outside of Ben Green. Maximilian Paul in 5th ahead of Thomas Egelwolf in 6th. Thomas Egelwolf, the first of the silver drivers here in the consolation race. Marius Zug in P10. He's going to make his way all the way up to where he was before. Oh, there's a big crash ahead. There's a big, massive crash ahead, and that is the BMW of Christian Ablasa. My goodness me. Or was that Ivan Ferrari? Well, it looks like no matter who it was, they've been able to continue their way again. But that could have been a massive crash. That was also one of the quickest parts of the track going into Skavlak. Coming out of the Slotenmaker. Henrik Stöger in P1. He's leading the way. That means he will start P11. That's not the greatest of exits though, coming out of turn 13. And that means that Sean Terre is going to pick up the pieces. He's going to lead the race. Immediately defend the inside, but that was the worst run that he could have wished for. Ben Green has also gotten past. Henrik Stöger now has to defend the inside from Maximilian Paul. In turn though, makes his way up the inside of Ben Green. He didn't have the best of starts. So up the inside goes Henrik Stöger. Can't make that one stick, and Ben Green comes out ahead. Means that he can now chase down Sean Terre. 2.5 minutes on the clock, of course, a minute shorter this consolation race. If you look at the whole format and everything, server 1 is the shortest of the 2 servers. Only about a 6-minute qualifying, 1 lap. Then 2 6-minute races, that's 12 minutes, plus 1 5-minute race, which is 17. And another 18-minute feature race. If you're counting qualifying on the other server, well, this server is about a minute or 10-15 shorter. A little bit easier for the drivers to keep their concentration, and then of course they get a bit of a break doing the draw for server 2. Paul, here's that battle behind him. Jens Fiedler is now part of the battle as well. Jens Fiedler's going to make it 3 wide going into turn 1. Is he really going to do this? No, he is not. And that's probably the sensible decision. Goodness me. Contact between Fiedler, Maximilian Paul or Henrik Stöger not behind it. The inside once again. That's not the best line. Look at the slingshot though. that even Ferrari got. That was a terrible line for Hendrik Stöger, and he's lost a handful of positions with that. Not great to say the least. Sean Taylor still at the front of the field with Ben Green close behind him. Next lap will be the white flag lap. Or is this the white flag lap? I have a feeling this might have been the one. It was close anyways, nonetheless. But I think this was the white flag lap, so only one more lap, I think, then for Sean Tate to hang on. Going into the last two corners, it looks like he has enough of a gap to carry it through to the finish line. Coming onto the start-finish straight, Sean Tate, clock is in 0. It looks like the checkered flag is out. The checkered flag is out. And Sean Tate wins, it looks like. Yes, he does. The checkered flag was out. Sean Tate wins, Ben Green in second, Maximilian Paul starting P13 against Fiedler P14. We'll have a look at the grid later on, but a win for Sean Tate. That's not bad at all. And once again, NASCAR Ticket not wanting to work with us. Well then, there we go. That was one heck of a race. Now we have a brief warm-up. About 2 minutes, and then we go in to the feature race. Feature race, of course, features one pit stop, a standing start, as it has been for all the other races. So then, I'm going to leave the ticker as it is right now, because else it will not cooperate again, and it's not what we need. Alrighty then. Let's have a look at the grid for the race. Jeroen van den Berg will start on the pole position, ahead of Mirko Bortolotti in second, Gustavo Xavier in third as a silver driver. Not a bad qualifying for him anyways, and a brilliant heat races we got in that far. Robert Hega in fourth, Hugo up in fifth, Hugo Zas sixth, Zanveld seventh, alongside his fellow Dutchman Winston Eckel, Yannick Wannenberg in 9th, Wannick Kurganowski 10th, Sean Tate in 11th, 12th for Ben Green. Then P13 for Maximilian Paul, and that's all we can get through. They're quick today, lads. Here we go, the 5 red lines for the feature race. For Jeroen van den Berg and Mirko Bortolotti on the first row. He does not get away at all. Jeroen van den Berg does not get away at all. He was standing still virtually at the start of that race. Mirko Bortolotti, because of it, gets to the front of the field. I don't know who hit him, but he did not get away at all. Jeroen van den Berg. Wow, my oh my, I think we're going to have a look back at that later on, but Jeroen van den Berg did not get away from his starting position that led. That means that Mirko Bortolotti is now leading, Robert Hega behind him. Gustavo Xavier in third, Niels Langeveld fourth, Winston Eckel fifth, Hugo Zasse sixth. Where has Hugo Rob gone? Hugo Rob, speed 25, I have a feeling he might have hit him at the start. That's unfortunate for Hugo Rob. Closest challenger to Mirko Bortolotti this season. Robert Hega in P2 ahead of Gustavo Xavier, who does keep his third position of the starting line. The 18-minute feature race is underway. But we didn't get underway quite the way we liked. Ferrari further back in the field. He's just been overtaken by Jan Lins. As now Dennis Uli Richter behind him. Hugo Rob trying to make his way up the front of the field again. There he is. With some damage on the front of that Porsche, which might indicate to me that there is indeed some damage there from the contact. Oh, he goes wide. The inside for the McLaren of Chris Meyer. He's going to try and make his way through. He can't. The inside's still open though. But Hugo Rob has that one covered. He's going to try and get the same line as Chris Meyer's getting out of the corner. A better slingshot, better run onto the straight. But looks like that Porsche of Hugo Rob is not going to finish anywhere. Oh yeah, then maybe P15. If things happen ahead, because that car looks hampered. He's doing his best to keep that car up as high as he can, but that car is not working with Hugo. It's Hugo that's doing the work and not the car together with him. That's difficult as a driver to accept as well, but this won't be the race for Hugo Rob, which is a bit sad. Of course, he is one of the drivers that is closely challenging Mirko Bortolotti. Winston Eckel has had once again a great start, up 5 positions from where he started. Davy Omas crashed. Let's have a look at that, and then we'll go back to the start. Here's Davy Oma in the Mercedes. No, touching the grass on the left-hand side. Davy Oma from Squadron 324 goes around. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that you've probably all been waiting for. Let's have a look back with the man all the way at the bottom. Here he is, Jeroen van den Berg. Let's have a look in the chopper cam. Here we go, chopper cam. Who hits him from behind? He does not get away at all. Look at this. Does not get away, and it is Hugo Rob who can't avoid him. Kind of kickstarts him. But for Hugo Rob, and then he gets tapped round in turn 1 as well. Let's go to the green flag again. Let's go on board with Hugo Rob. This is what Hugo Rob could see, and then all of a sudden there's a car standing still in front of you. And that is a scary, scary feeling. And then going into turn 1. It just gets tapped round. When there's bad luck for Hugo, it seems like all of the bad luck finds him at once. Back to the live racing action, where Witstrekker is still leading Hugo Sasse, but at the front of the field it's Mirko Bortolotti ahead of Robert Hega. Looks like that's going to be a fight till the pit stops. Robert Hega is able to save fuel now, so he might be able to overtake Mirko Bortolotti in the pit stop phase. It's so difficult on this track to overtake on track, so why not do it the easy way in the pit stops? Couple of people already pitting. Marius Soek, Gustavo Xavier, Thomas Egerwolf. Especially Gustavo Xavier is one of the drivers that was pretty high up there. Back in the field, this is towards the back end of the field. The drivers who have pit stop, Chris Meyer, Jens Fiedler. Jens Fiedler on the outside, Chris Meyer on the inside. That'll become the inside for Jens Fiedler. And he gets through, Chris Meyer gets pushed out by Ivan Ferrari as well. And Ivan Ferrari is now through Chris Meyer with the red lantern. At the front of the field in as well now. Niels Langeveld, Hugo Sasse, Danny Uli Richter, Maximilian Paul. All of these drivers are in. Seven and a half minutes into this 18-minute race. Looks like Mirko Bortolotti is going to be on top of it again, but he has his closest challenger, Robert Hega, right behind him. Nickel now on his own because of the pit stops. I reckon he's going to go in soon. Mariko Jordanovski behind that. Jeroen van den Berg trying to make up some places that he lost because of that start. Did not get away at all. I'd like to talk to Van den Berg, see what he says. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. It's the battle for the lead. Let's go on board the lap with Robert Hega. last corner. You're going to look, you're going to see how much he's going to gain here. Oh, they're both going to go, yeah. I figured they're both going to go into the pits. Both optimizing the pit entrance and both finding their grid spot from the word go. Oh, a shorter pit stop for Mirko Bortolotti. That opens up the gap between the two to about 1.5 seconds. Everyone behind that in as well. Winston Eckel is out. There come the rest. There come Hugo Sasse. There come Yannick Vonenberg. All of those have made their pit stops. Everyone's been in now. It's a straight sprint to the end. But with more points on the line. Robert Hega coming through. Hugo Sasse has made his way through. This is for P3. Not leaving enough room there. I think Yannick Vonenberg on the inside for Winston Eckel. That means Winston Eckel has to jump over the curb. We'll have a look back at that very soon. This is the pass from Hugo Sasse on Winston Eckel. Oh, okay. Different lines into there. That just didn't work out between the two. That lost Winston Eckel some momentum. And here we go. Here's that moment. Is there enough room? He pushes him onto the curb. But then in turn he gets pushed out again. So I think it's a bit of give and take. And in the end, they both keep their positions. So I don't think the stewards after the round will do too much about that. That'll be more a case of that solved itself. There in the distance you can see Mirko Bortolotti and Robert Hega. Henrik Schreuder has just set the fastest lap of the race. Where has that pace come from? And where has... Oh, Jeroen van den Berg. His pit stop way longer than the rest. His pit time, I think he is taking tires. He didn't take his tires off in the midst of all of the fighting. I think he forgot. Mirko Bortolotti has a second to spare to Robert Hega, but Robert Hega is closing in on him. Alright, we'll go a lap on board with Mirko Bortolotti. I'll shut up. You can enjoy a lap around this beautiful Zandvoort circuit from the gyro cam. That was a lap around this amazing circuit. Hega has closed the gap to about 0.8 of a second. There's, I think time is trickling out for him. This is in turn closest battle on track, and that's for the final podium position. Hugo Zasse ahead of Winston Eckel. I've lied, behind that, this is the closest battle, 0.2 of a second. Jean-Ter has made his way into the top 10. Marinko Jordanovski is ahead of him. Sean likes these GT4s. Adores the Porsche. Hega has just set his fastest lap of the race, but I think it's going to be too little too late. Around the outside for Jean-Ter, he isn't quite going to make it. Maximilian Paul has this train of Yannick Wonenberg and Marius Zug behind him. Marius Zug has had a good comeback. He's up 9 positions. It's an incredible drive from Marius Zug. The inside he goes, has a little bit of a look, but can't make his way through. White flag was out. Mirko Bortolotti has a second gap. And it looks like he's going to use that. Coming into the last couple of corners, Mirko Bortolotti is leading the championship and is going to increase that lead because he's going to win at the Zandvoort GP circuit layout. It's another win in the books for Mirko Bortolotti. Robert Hega comes through in second, Hugo Zasse in third. But biggest news is that Hugo Rob DNFs, gets 25th. And, well, that might not be the biggest news. Looking further back, looks like Winston Eckel has crashed as well. Well then, that was an amazing result. Let's have a look. Waiting for one driver to come through, and that is Chris Meyer. And then we can have a look at the results of the race. And that's it. Let's have a look at the feature race result. And then go into the draw for server 2. Mirko Bortolotti wins ahead of Robert Hega. Hugo Zasse in third ahead of Yannick Wonenberg in fourth. Marius Zug fifth, Winston Eckel sixth. Marinko Jordanovski in seventh. Jean-Ter in eighth. Ben Green in 9, Gustavo Xavier in 10th, Hendrik Steurer 11th, Michael Dörlinger 12th, Stefano Pellegrino in 13th, Philipp Hugreif 14th, Jan Linst in 15th, Ivan Ferrari in P16, Jeroen van den Berg in P17, Christian Ablas in P18, Dennis Uli in P19, Thomas Hegelwolf finishing P20. P21 for Nils Langeveld, Chris Meyer, P22 Maximilian Paul, P23. 24 for Davy Roma, Hugo Ropp and Jens Fiedler not finishing the race. So then, let's wait a couple of moments for the draw. For the draw to happen. And then we will see what track it'll be for server number 2 and which car. Of course, we cannot have any repeated cars that we've already had. It's filling up quickly. Yes, we can hear you.
Previously, those are the car options for the second one. 4 cars: IndyCar, GTP, LMP3, and Super Formula. And these are the tracks. Just remove the ones we used already. I just want to quickly check. I didn't forget anything.
Zandvoort, of course.
Where is it?
I don't know if you've taken that one out already.
I did it, yeah. I removed it. I cannot see it at least.
No, neither can I.
Good. So let's start with the car as usual. Let's select the first 2 options.
So then, first car will be the GTP. Last season when we used that was at Rudskogen. Of course, that is not possible anymore.
Correct.
Rudskogen
And
was
the
taken out.
GTP would be the only car having a rolling start.
And the Super Formula. So 2 high downforce cars. Say the GTP a bit less than the Super Formula.
Right, let's move over to the tracks.
The ones that we've already been to this season have been taken out. And the first track going into the final draw for Survey 2. It will be Daytona Road, and that's amazing practice, because for the people who know iRacing, the official Daytona is coming up, Daytona 24. So if that's what the GTP feel like we'll have a lot of people in here who've already had that combo, if they're doing it in the GTP. Second try going into the final draw. We've had Kota once tonight. We're not going to get it twice. We're going to get Le Mans.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. The two major tracks for IMSA and WEC. Let's see where it's gonna be and what car.
So, Le Mans stays. Daytona Road gets back into it. Those are the two tracks that we will draw for. See which one we will use. Two major 24-hour races. One that last year had its centenary edition.
Right. So before we draw it, I think we will need to look into it in case Le Mans gets drawn. Especially in case GTP gets drawn, because the Super Formula will not have any issues with the fuel, but it should be all right for quali. I'm not sure. I need to double check later on, but yeah, just for you to be aware, because Le Mans is definitely, you know, it's a longer track, so we need to make sure that everything's working fine. And from my side, we are ready to draw it. In case Le Mans gets drawn in the GTP, and it's gonna be a rolling start, I think we should go single file for the formation lap into the 4 chicanes. So we will do single file start, like it's behind the safety car, to avoid going side by side into the last S's, which will just lead to chaos. So in case GTP will be drawn at Le Mans, it will be single file start.
All right. Will this all be necessary, or will it be Daytona Road? It will be Daytona Road. Now the question is with which car? Will it be GTP or Super Formula? I know some people that'll probably be hoping that'll be GTP because they have to practice in it. But of course, we don't know until now.
Okay, ready, guys?
We are more than ready.
Let's go.
Will it be GTP? Will it be Super Formula at the Daytona Road course? It will be the GTP.
Right, so it's gonna be rolling starts. Please don't leave the server. Don't leave the server yet. Wait. I would like to just inform you that we would like to have a green light start. So please, whoever will be in the front in the 2 races, keep a constant pace behind the safety car, and the start should be given at the green. Wait for the green light. Everybody else behind, keep the distance, as it's gonna be the first time we're gonna run the rolling start in a while. We don't wanna have crashes in the middle of the straight because somebody tries to jump the entire field. So respect the start procedure, keep a constant distance to the car in front, and when it's green, obviously you can overtake, but wait for the green. Also for the leader, don't jump the start. That's it from my side. Have fun, enjoy it. It's a great combo, and I think a lot of guys can practice for the iRacing 24. So enjoy it, and see you guys in February.
ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we're back at Daytona with the GTPs. Well, what a race this is promising to be. Soon we will have qualifying. Qualifying will set the grade for race number 1, the sprint race, 18 minutes of time. And then we'll have a reverse grid race. Same amount of laps, same amount of minutes. Right, then that's it. We're off to qualifying. Oh, it's a 5-minute qualifying. It's a long qualifying. There we go. It makes this session an incredible amount shorter. About the same length this way as the first session. We see a good mix of GTPs, 2 Acuras, a couple of BMWs, and a couple of, well, mostly Porsches and Cadillacs. It's a bit of a snap there from Shante. Stay with him for qualifying. Shante is able to do in these cars. A bit of a wiggle coming out of the chicane. Not ideal. Let's be honest, we've seen worse. Starting his qualifying lap. Going into turn 1, braking, turning all at the same time. It's difficult to get your braking point right there. All the way around the outside. Doesn't really hit an apex there, but that's fine in that corner. The grip is in the middle. Then absolutely flat through there. Not a hint of a lift. Braking in the middle of those cones. Those cones that were moved, so you couldn't get them in your wheel tracks. So that would slow you down considerably. Coming on to the banking again. He's having a good run here, Shante. Off the banking he comes, going into the first chicane now. The first and only chicane on this track. Oh, was that an off track? That might have been one. Yes, it was. If I see by what he's doing, that is an off track. So it is not going to be a quick time. He's going to be starting from the back of the field. Let's take a look at the man who is quick at the moment, Mirko Bortolotti in the BMW. Oh, he's standing still. Has he had an off track? He has. Mirko Bortolotti is going to be at the back of the field. Winston Eckel in the Sim Race Sweden Esports Cadillac. He makes his way to the top 2. Ivan Ferrari at the moment in the BMW is on the provisional pole position. Niels Langeveld in P6. It looks like they're going to be up there. 31.9 is what the pole time is at the moment. Robert Hega in P7. As it looks like the overlay has shit the brake again. There we go. That should work now. 14 seconds left there. You can see it. After this long qualifying, Winston Eckel is ahead of Hugo Rob. And behind Ferrari, who's taken the pole position.
We've got a couple of comparison videos over the years, and we often use that as the original.
It was Ferrari on pole for the Centenary Le Mans. But that was the Ferrari manufacturer. Ivan Ferrari has taken the pole position here. Let's have a look at that grid. Here we go. Ivan Ferrari takes pole ahead of Winston Eckel in P2. Hugo Rob, the Swede, takes P3. And with Mirko Bortolotti down the order, he could pick up quite a lot of points here. Marius Zug in P4 ahead of Marinko Jordanovski. Then Yannick Wonenberg P6. Niels Langeveld P7. P8 for Robert Hega. P9 for Hendrik Steurer. Philippe Hugret P10. Jens Fiedler in 11th. Hugo Zasse in P12. We do have a bit of time, because we will be using the rolling start compared to normally, where we wouldn't. But it's a BMW on pole position in the hands of Ivan Ferrari, the Italian, accordingly to his name, has taken pole without a Ferrari, because the Ferrari, of course, isn't in iRacing. I can bet you, though, that if it was, he would have taken that car 100%. It doesn't matter if you're P12, P13, P14 with it. An Italian will always take Ferrari. Of course, that's alluding back to the legendary Ferrari years, when the big Ferrari man, of course, was still alive. The grading process is done. Has there been a problem? Some drivers have jumped to the pits. I have no clue what this is down to, but one of these drivers is Winston Eckel, Chris Meyer, Dennis Ulreich, Hugo Rob, Robert Hega, Henrik Steurer, Thomas Egelwolf. These drivers have all jumped to the pits. Let's quickly go through the rest of the grid. P13 Jan Lins, 14 Ben Green, Stefano Pellegrino, Chris Meyer, Christian Ablasa, P17 Dennis Uli, P18 Thomas Egelwolf, 19th Michael Dörling at P20, David Hilmer, P21 Mirko Bortolotti, P22, P23 for Chante, 24 Jeroen van den Boom, Gustavo Xavier in P25 and Maximilian Paul rounds it off at P26. But that is definitely a strange one. We're going to be going when the green flag drops. Even Ferrari will call it when the light goes green. But loads of people jump into the pits. I don't know what the reason for that was.
Green, green, green.
Absolutely no clue, but we'll see them come out probably once again now. It's green, green, green. And Ivan Ferrari at the front of the field thought he would have a bit bigger of a gap, but of course everyone Constantinas once everyone stays in pit lane. Around the outside goes Marius Zug. Doesn't quite make it stick. Oh, there's a spinner there. That's Yannick Wonenberg. There he is. Off the track he goes. And he's going to have to rejoin, but he's going to come out of the pits. Here's Winston Eckel coming out of the pits. Then Robert Hega coming out of the pits. Hugo Rob, everyone coming out of the pits. It's a bit of a question to me why they even went back in the first place. Ivan Ferrari still at the front of the field, and Marius Zug. Now the big slipstream battle begins. Now the big slipstream battle begins. Are you going to save fuel behind him? Is that what he's going to go with? Oh, that's very close to a slowdown there. There's a slowdown on the outside of that chicane. Looks like Jordanovski might have gotten it. Jordanovski got the slowdown. He's not the only one who got the slowdown. Behind that, Ben Green got it as well. And that allows Niels Langeveld to power on through. Philip Hugheim powers through. Ben Green still has that slowdown. Jan Lins, Mirko Bortolotti. Mirko Bortolotti is up 15 positions on this opening lap. Absolutely incredible. Oh, around the outside there. That's another position. P6 for Mirko Bortolotti. He holds the inside to Marinko Jordanovski. Philip Hugheim goes all the way out wide. Mirko Bortolotti up at the P5. That's 17 on the opening 2 laps. Ivan Ferrari still at the front of the field, but he would have seen that too. He would have seen that Mirko Bortolotti is coming through. He's cutting through the field like a hot knife through butter. There's a crash in the background. Mirko Bortolotti, because of it, up into P4. Wow, what an opening 2 laps for Mirko Bortolotti. And trust me, it's not going to stop here. Best out of those who has made their pit stops already, or who's made their pit stops, who's come out of pit lane. Winston Eckel. He's come out of pit lane. Oh my goodness. So snappy that car through there. There's a train behind him. Here is the battle though. Jan Lins gets past Jeroen van den Berg. Jeroen van den Berg has a slowdown. It's something that we've seen so often here. There finally is the NASCAR ticker. Oh, look at the back left wheel of that car lifted off the ground. Van den Berg not having the best sector there. Up the inside, he has to defend from Robert Hega. Robert Hega in turn now gets attacked by Hugo Rob. Hugo Rob in a Cadillac as well. It's Cadillac or Porsche, that seems to be the car to be in on the track here. Inside defended by Robert Hega. Hugo Rob's gonna have to go the long way round. And he doesn't quite manage to do so after there was contact between the two, a bit of tyre rubbing. Hugo Rob is not gonna do anything stupid and try something into this corner. It's really not a corner where you can try something. Thomas Segerwolf behind that is seeing it all unfold. Robert Hega didn't have the best of exits because of Christian Ablas ahead of him. That has given Winston Eckel a bit of a gap now. At the front of the field though, Ivan Ferrari, Marius Zug, Niels Langeveld together with Mirko Bortolotti. Bortolotti hasn't been able to close that gap as much as you would think he would. But he also still has about 13 minutes to spare left. Every second you spend in pit lane shorter is just a second gain out on track. So I can bet you that Mirko is also going for some kind of fuel saving strategy here. Lap times are in the 31s. Chanter, after a bad qualifying for him, he got an off track. He's up to P7, up 16 positions as well. One car taking the high line there. Mirko Bortolotti up into P3. He's overtaken Niels Langeveld. But the gap is growing to the leader, Ivan Ferrari. He's taking so much risk through there. So Ferrari at the front of the field has a 1.3 second gap down to Marius Zug. A little bit further back in the field, Michael Döringer is right behind Winston Eckel. Stefano Pellegrino is overseeing the battle between Sean Ter and Jan Lins. Jan Lins trying to make his way around the outside of Sean Ter. That'll become the inside for the left-hander. And he gets that done. Van den Berg. The man who was so quick in the GT4s at Zandvoort. Up 9 from where he started in the GTPs. Doesn't quite seem to translate that pace from the GTPs over to what he had at the moment that he was driving the GT4s. Pit stop time now. Not for Winston Eckel though, he continues one more lap. Is this a mistake that he's made, or is this genius? It says on my screen he's already made his pit stop now. I don't know if it has counted the moment that he was out of pit lane, but Winston Eckel able to go one lap longer than everyone here. Now with Winston Eckel. Oh, a bit of oversteer coming onto the banking. That happens so easily. Can't really get the power down through there. Look at the fuel saving that Winston Eckel is doing. How much banking there is here. Winston Eckel wasn't that too quick into pit lane. Where's Marius Zug? Here's Marius Zug. Oh, is that car struggling on fuel? It is just the Acura. Might just be the sound of the Acura, but it sounded like that car was struggling on fuel. Winston Eckel gets past. There's Marius Zug. It's quite a long pit lane here. Yes, Langevel comes past start finish with a whole train of cars behind him. Sean Ter in it as well. Mirko Bortolotti, here he is. Look at the amount of time that he's gaining the pit stops on Ferrari. Marius Zug has also gotten past Ferrari now. Don't know what kind of pace that Marius Zug is running at the front of the field. He's just outside of that slipstream range for Ferrari, which is crucial. Right at the front of the field. Oh, there's a car that just blew up his engine somewhere. Winston Eckel. Winston Eckel has come out fourth. Winston Eckel has come out fourth. This is incredible. Absolutely unbelievable what I've seen from Winston Eckel. Sean Terre's a slowdown. That's going to hurt him. Sucks into the slipstream, has taken his slowdown already. Only loses one position with it. But Winston Eckel has got that strategy absolutely right. Where's Hugo Rupp going for the championship? Oh, Hugo Rupp, there it goes. Oh no, yes it was him. Hugo Rupp is spun out and is going to get his 0 score again. Hugo Rupp went off the track. Here we go. Oh my goodness, tries to avoid him. Well, that's what we call a portion of bad luck. Back to green flag action. Here's Marius Stuk at the front of the field. Gap is opening up to Ivar Ferrari. Mirko Bortolotti is closing the gap to him. Five minutes left with Mirko Bortolotti starting at the back of the field. 3 seconds, 3.2 seconds is the gap that he has to the leader. This would be another majestic drive. Well then, gap is going a bit to Marius Suk. Marius Suk in a car that isn't really the best on acceleration, but has some massive top speed. Further back in the field, Sean Terre still behind Jan Lins now. He's going to get an incredible exit. And this could be a shot, both in the same car. Pulls to the outside, Sean Terre. He doesn't have enough overspeed. There's so much downforce in the cars at the moment. And around he goes, high plane in the background. Around the outside for Sean Terre. You're not going to do this, are you? Sean Terre does it. Around the outside of Jan Lins. That's an incredible move. That's a ridiculous move from Sean Terre. Around the outside of turn 1. That is some proper racing from the young man. And he loves this car. He loves this race at the moment. Has never won a race in W12 Sprint Series, but that is as good as it gets from the young German. 14 years of age, doing something like that shows you've got talent, shows you've got class. That might have been the move of the season already. Next target on his list is Winston Eckel ahead of him. Winston Eckel, I feel like, is having to do some massive fuel saving. Yeah, look at that. Massive fuel saving from Winston Eckel. Let's go on board with Winston Eckel, see what it sounds like. Going into turn 1, when will he lift? There's loads of fuel saving going on here. Let's be quiet. Oh my, look at that. Short shifting. What's Winston Eccles' pace like at the moment? A 34.7. This is going to be a close one. He's got his strategy wrong. That's why it was in P4. He's got his strategy wrong. He has one more lap now. After this one, is he going to make it or is he not? One thing's for sure, the leader will. Mirko Bortolotti has brought down the gap to Zug to 2.8 seconds to Ferrari 1.4. Is it going to be too little too late? That's the question. Will Mirko Bortolotti have to do any fuel saving? Will Zug have to do any fuel saving? It's white flag lap here at Daytona. Oh, is that car running out of fuel? That looked like a car running. No, that's Marike Jordanovsky letting them past. Winston Eccles still going, still saving fuel. He's been overtaken now by Störer. Egil Wolf won't quite get to him, I think. This is some nail-biting stuff for Winston Eccles. Is he going to make it or is he not? One thing's for sure. That's that this man at the front of the field has done everything in his power to make sure that he won it. The strategy was on point. Everything was on point for Marius Zug. And that's going to mean that he's going to win before Ferrari, who's going to take a beautiful second place, but it wasn't quite enough. Mirko Bortolotti takes P3. Let's go back to Winston Eccles. Is he going to make it or is he not? He's been overtaken now by Egil Wolf and Uli Richter as well. Is he going to make it? Let's go on board with Winston Eccles. The car's out of fuel. He's going to make it to the finish. And he's going to make it in P14. Just about. Well, that was not the race that he was hoping for. A blunder in the strategy for Winston Eccles. Thomas Egil Wolf in P12 overtook him on that last lap together with Dennis Uli Richter. My oh my, that was some exciting stuff. Drama to the finish. Well, a little bit of a warm-up now to go through all of those results. Whew, that was, yeah, that was some race, that. At the end of it, though, it was Marius Zug who won it ahead of Ivan Ferrari. Mirko Bortolotti thought that he was, well, we thought that he was finally going to lose some points in the championship to Hugo Ropp. Turns out he was not planning on doing anything of that. He gets P3 ahead of Leeds Langeveld and Sean Turn P5, Jan Lins P6, Robert Hega 7, Stefano Pellegrino 8, Philippe Grey 9th, Jeroen van den Berg in 10th, Hendrik Störer in P11, Thomas Egil Wolf 12th, Dennis Uli in P13. Winston Eckel, after saving about a lap of fuel in about 6-7 laps, well, he gets P14. Christian Ablas at P15. Michael Derlinger P16. Ben Green 17. Chris Meyer 18. Gustavo Xavier 19. And Yannick Wonenberg P20. P21 then for Maximilian, or for your Marinko Rodanovsky, excuse me, Maximilian Paul P22. Hugo Ropp, Hugo Sasse, Jens Fiedler and Dave Jurma. All four of them not seeing the checkered flag. Well then, let's take a little bit of rest. Take a toilet break or whatever you need and come back in a minute for race number 2. Well, that's that finished. Let's go on to the feature race. Because the feature race is going to be an exciting one. Let's pull up the grid for the feature race. Let's find out where everyone's going to be starting. Here it is. Chris Meyer starts on the provisional. Starts on the reverse grid, pole position ahead of Ben Graham. Mikael Derlinger P3, Christian Ablas for 4th, Winston Eckel 5th, and Dennis Uli P6, Thomas Egelwolf 7th, Hendrik Steurer P8. Winner for Jeroen van den Berg, Philippe Greppi 10, Stefano Pellegrino on P11 and Robert Heger P12. The man who I'm missing is Hugo Ropp, Chanter P14 behind Jan Linsen P13, Niels Langeveld P15, Mirko Bortolotti in P16, Ivan Ferrari P17 and Marius Zug on the reverse grid pole position. Or on the reverse grid, P18. Gustavo Xavier 19th, Yannick Wonenberg 20th, Monique Jordanovsky P21st, Maximilian Paul P22nd, Hugo Ropp P23, and Hugo Zasse P24. There was Hugo Ropp down the order. I thought it was in P18, but wasn't to beat for him. Jens Fiedler starts ahead, so David Overmap. That is the grid for this race. Well then, here we go. Go on board with the man who's going to start in P2 on the left hand side. You can see Chris Meyer. We're all waiting for the green light. His car is off now. Let's wait. When are we going green? We're waiting. It's that patient waiting game.
Green flag,
but
green
it's
flag.
now. We're green. It's a better start for Ben Green than for Chris Meyer. It's an incredible start for Ben Green round the outside. Chris Meyer holds the inside. Who's going to spin off? Who's going to do what? Cold tires on the opening lap. It's going to be the top two. Mikael Derlinger gets given that P1. The top two have crashed on lap 1, turn 1 at Daytona. My oh my, that's not what I was hoping for nor expecting. And that was a chaotic opening lap. Thomas Segelwolf. Oh, what's... Oh, he spun off! The Whelan Cadillac. The 005. Oh my goodness me, those Cadillacs sound amazing when they come past. I'm sure that was not the opening lap that he was looking for, but let's go back. Excuse me, let's go back to that green flag. Let's have another look. Where's the green flag? Because this is gridding. There's the green flag. And let's stay on board with Chris Maya. Oh my, oh my. Oh, and it's calamity day. It's a car park. Well, an unfortunate start for the top two. That's given us a race. That's all open at the front of the field. Winston Eckel, after not the best strategy in the first race to say the least, he finds himself in P4 ahead of Van den Berg. Two Dutch drivers working together. Front of the field though, that's who we're looking at the moment. It's Deurlinger and Uli Richter. Grant is behind him. Deurlinger, of course, the silver driver. If he would win this race overall, that'd be massive. But looks like Uli Richter is not going to let it come to that. He's going to try and make his way back into contention for that win. The outside for Uli Richter. They go across start finish almost side by side, not a thousandth in between them. Uli Richter keeps P2. Oh, Ugre crashed the inside. Did Ugre crash the inside barrier? Oh my goodness me, I think he did. What happened to Philippe Ugre? Did Gustavo Xavier crash? Oh my goodness me. Hello then. So then, let's go on board with Gustavo Xavier. This is what Gustavo Xavier could see. Oh, and then there comes the car back on track. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's look what happened before this. Philippe Pegrin went off track. See what happened to him. The inside. Oh, that's with Winston Eckel. Winston, there was no room there for Ugre. Oh, and then yeah, that wasn't the best of rejoins from Ugre either. That wasn't the best of rejoins from Ugre either. But it's Winston Eckel who caused the first spin of Ugre. That's that same Winston Eckel that's now challenging for the lead. I presume there's going to be a penalty waiting though for him. The outside for Winston Eckel. He's not going to get it that easily. Will Deurlinger defend the inside? No, he won't. That gives Winston Eckel the opportunity to go past, and he does go past. A little bit deep into the corner. That'll give Deurlinger the chance to switch back. But the place is for Winston Eckel, and now behind that, look who's there. Mirko Bortolotti. Mirko Bortolotti gets an incredible run coming off the corner. The ball back up to crash into him. sees Mirko Bortolotti on his relative. And I can tell you that, my days, is squeaky bum time when you see this man in your relative. He is so incredibly quick. Slide, as you can see from Winston Echo, he's pushing. And a slipstream will work though for Mirko Bortolotti. He's going to try coming down at the turn one. He's not. I think he's going to stick behind, maybe save some fuel here. Do it the strategy way again. Into the pit lane, they both go. 10-minute mark. Ah, Winston Echo was late. That might have been a speeding penalty. Under the pressure of Winston Echo, look at that, everyone coming in. Even some cars tripping over each other, it looks like. Where's Winston Echo, a race leader? There he is. In the background is Winston Echo. There goes Winston Echo. Mirko Bortolotti in the background. That looks like it has opened up a bit. Marius Zug though, he has already made his pit stop and he's done it again. Marius Zug is at the front of the field together with Henrik Störer. And they have both made their pit stop. Winston Echo has now Ivan Ferrari between him and Mirko Bortolotti. But incredible strategy in both the first and the second race from Marius Zug. Takes that victory there. If he does nothing stupid here, Störer is still in his slipstream though. That Porsche is quick in a straight line. So is the Acura though. The PS Plus competition Acura. .9 of a second. He's within slipstream range. That's what he needed. That's exactly what he needed. Oh, Marius Zug is into pit lane now. He had to go again. Yes. He had made his pit stop. I wasn't wrong about it, but he has to go again. So it looks like Henrik Störer is now the man at the front of the field. Ivan Ferrari is the man in second now with Winston Echo right behind him. Winston Echo has Mirko Bortolotti hot on his heels. So much tidier through there than Winston Echo is. Winston Echo has the slipstream of Ivan Ferrari in front of him to keep him there. Störer running away with things. This is when the last pit stoppers came out. Pit lap was a lap number 1 for Henrik Störer. Lap number 2 for Ivan Ferrari. Was this too early? That's the question. Marco Bortolotti pulls to the outside of Winston Eckel. And Winston Eckel lets him go. Marco Bortolotti up into P3. This is the chance now for him. And he can take Ferrari. Try and chase down Steyr at the front. He still has about 6 minutes left to do so. And the win could still be on. Five and a bit minutes left, and Ferrari is not letting him go now as the slipstream from Steyr ahead. So incredibly quick though, Marco Bortolotti through that chicane. That's where he gains most of his time, as well. Slipstream from Winston Eckel gave him the fastest lap. Now has a longer toe, a double toe. And look at the rate that they're gaining on Hendrik Steyr. Another purple lap for Marco Bortolotti. With enough track in it this time though. Winston Eckel dropping back from this queue. Hendrik Steyr falling back into the clutches of this queue. Marco Bortolotti is desperate to get past here. He knows that if they get too close into the toe of Steyr, his chances probably limit. Marco Bortolotti and Ivan Ferrari now all three together. Oh, Steyr is in. Ferrari is in. So that means Marco Bortolotti free at the front of the field. It promised to be more of a battle than we thought it would be. And Marco Bortolotti has been given the lead because of it. And that overtake on Winston Eckel is going to prove crucial. Some fights further back in the field. Durlinger, Jordanovski. Mika Durlinger, the leader in the silver class at the moment. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last race before a 3-week break, because the real racing season starts. It kicks off, of course, with the Daytona 24, the Dubai 24. Those are always the official openers of the racing season. That's when the new year starts for us racing fans. That's when we celebrate our new year. And there we go. The ticker has decided to cooperate in the last 2 minutes of the race. It's been absolutely amazing, ticker. You've been a pain in the bottom for the whole evening, and you decide to work with us again the last 2 minutes of the race. Marco Bortolotti now has a 2-second gap down to Winston Eckel. Philippe Gray. It's going around the outside of Jeroen van den Berg. No, it's the other way around. Jeroen van den Berg up around the outside of Philippe Gray. He's not going to make that stick. Philippe Gray is going to go wide. That is going to open up the option for the switchback from Jeroen. And he makes it stick that way. Incredible driving from the Dutchman. It was kind of a sitting duck there, Philippe Gray, once he went wide. Thought he had it covered, but then he overshot the corner. I can tell you one thing, that's not how you do it. One minute left though. And getting close to that white flag. It's going to be next lap. This is the second to last lap for these drivers. The gaps all across the field have opened up a bit. Jan Lins and Michael Derlinger. A Porsche of Derlinger and Jan Lins in the Cadillac behind that. Go. The outside is shown. The white flag is also out for a leader. This is for the lead in the silver class. Jan Lins or Michael Derlinger. Jan Lins around the outside of Michael Derlinger. The inside for turn one. He dictates where they're going. He overshoots the corner as well. The Cadillac's going to get the switch back. It's not quite enough though. The Porsche keeps it ahead. Derlinger still ahead of Lins. Lins tries the inside for turn three. That doesn't work either. It makes Derlinger go the long way around that corner, but for Derlinger, luckily, the grip is out there in the middle. My oh my. Of the field. It's been an incredible drive. One last time through the chicane. No risk for Mirko Bortolotti. The BMW number 92 from GazX Racing Team is going to come through to take another victory. It's unbelievable. This man just keeps on going. Hopefully this three-week break will do something, but Mirko Bortolotti will win. Henno wins the Deckel. And Yannick Wonenberg, Robert Hega P4, Hugo Ropp comes back to P6, but once again loses out points to the man he was trailing in the championship anyways, Mirko Bortolotti. Then is Uli Richter, the last one to come through. Well done. That is the closer of another season, or of another season half. Here we go, let's show that result. Here it is, Mirko Bortolotti wins, Henno wins the Neckel. After the strategy mistake that he made, he has gotten back on top of it. Yannick Wonenberg in P3, Robert Hega P4, Maximilian Paul 5th, Hugo Ropp in P6, P7 for Marinko Jordanovski, P8 for Michael Derlinger, 9th for Jan Lins, 10th for Stefano Pellegrino, Jeroen van den Berg in P11, Philippe Gray P12, Jens Fiedler P13, Marius Zug 14th, Christian Abelsa 15th, ahead of Ivan Ferrari in P16, Hendrik Steurer 17th, Egel Wolf 18th, Langeveld 19th, and Uli in P20. P21 for Hugo Zasse, Chris Meyer, Xavier, Ben Green, Sean Taylor and Davy Oma not finishing the race. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. That was it for the season. What an incredible season we've had. Well, before we go, I think it's only right to talk to one man. And that one man we're going to talk to is Jan Lins. Jan, welcome in. Jan, how was server 1 for you? Let's start there. So it was more of a learning process in that than something else. In server 2 though, yeah, in server 2, let's end on a positive note. Race 2, you were fighting for the silver lead. In the end though, Mika Döllinger pipped you by about 0.005 of a second. Yes. Jan, congratulations on your victory, your second place in the silver class, and well, have a good 3-week break. Thank you very much, Jan. You too. Bye bye. Well, that was Jan Lins. Always nice to talk to Jan. It's an incredible guy, and once again had a good racing evening. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Before the break here at the W12 Sprint Series, 3 weeks we will be away, but threat not or fear not, we will be back after that, racing out on the circuit. I'll talk to everyone later. I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you after 3 weeks. Bye bye.